Now, the Western Cape Legislature Speaker, Masizole Mqasela, held a media briefing a short while ago. This comes after allegations that he fraudulently made travel and entertainment financial claims. Now, let's get more details on this from our reporter, Nasiphi Same, who attended that media briefing. Nasiphi, perhaps start by telling us where these allegations stem from. What was the response from the Democratic Alliance, which is the party he represents in the provincial legislature?
Well, what I can say is that the lines have been clearly drawn, or rather the battle lines rather, have been clearly drawn. The Democratic Alliance in the province on one end and the Western Cape Speaker of the legislature, rather, Masizole Mqasela, on the other hand. Yesterday we woke up to a statement by the Democratic Alliance calling on the Hawks to investigate what they call a string of corruption and fraud-related charges in relation to the Speaker, as you mentioned, moving from charges of entertainment and travel that was submitted to the party by whistleblowers. Today we just wrapped up a media briefing with the Speaker, who has said that, for one, he will not be stepping aside. However, he will be, or rather he does welcome the process that is unfolding, which is the investigation by the Hawks, who have indicated that they have received a complaint from the Democratic Alliance. However, they are still trying to see whether or not it falls under their jurisdiction in order for them to be investigating it. We do also understand that the Federal Legal Commission will be, or rather has already started its internal disciplinary processes, and this stems after those complaints by these whistleblowers that were brought to the attention of the DA provincial leader, who is Mr. Alan Windy. And we do understand that he did receive this evidence-based complaint, rather, from the witnesses this week. We understand from Mr. Masizole Mqasela, who's the Speaker, who he faces these allegations and these alleged charges, is that he says that he was the one that reached out to the Premier earlier on this week following a very invasive surgery, that he would like to meet and speak with the Premier. However, he was met with a surprise, and he deems that particular meeting as an ambush, as he was only expecting that the leader of the DA caucus in the Western Cape will be present in that meeting. However, he was also met by other members of the Federal Commission, and he says that to him felt like an ambush. However, he did sit through and he was informed about these particular allegations and the processes that will be unfolding thereafter. However, something quite interesting that he said that, taking into account what has happened and the fact that he is open to these investigations, he does hope that it is treated in a manner where he is innocent until proven guilty. As a matter of fact, these are still just allegations and need to be proven as such. And he went as far as saying that, the Constitution is there to protect people like him who are accused of certain things, and hence why he will not be stepping aside, because at this very moment it is still an allegation. However, we do understand that the Democratic Alliance has rather put on the table for him to basically, in a way, step aside, or he does face the possibility of a suspension, taking into account the seriousness of these allegations. And even the Speaker himself today saying that he is more than open to the process, but all he's calling for is for his rights and dignity to be respected in the province, in the process rather, and he will not be stepping aside. However, something quite interesting that he said during the press briefing was that this is a democratic South Africa and not an apartheid government. As much as he didn't dwell on that, and on his left hand, or rather his right hand, he kept on raising the South African Constitution, that these are the rules that should be abided to, and that his name should not rather be dragged in the mud. However, should be afforded an opportunity for him to also represent himself and state his side of the case.
Thank you so much. That is our reporter Nasiphi Same out in the Western Cape giving us an update on the allegations of fraud against the Speaker, Masizole.